Welcome to the first episode of, what are we actually calling this? The SEO Roundtable?
The Penthouse Podcast.
The Penthouse
Penthouse.
Podcast.
SEO Roundtable, the Penthouse Edition.
As you can tell, we're probably not that planned out because we don't even know what it's called. But welcome to the first episode.
There we go.
So we are joined with...
Saket Wahi.
What'd you do, Saket?
I sell PB and links.
Dodgy guy. We're joined with Jamie.
Yeah. Affiliate, good fun, SaaS, all the good stuff.
I still don't know what I'm going to do with my arm, just holding it here with a mic. James Oliver, and then mainly affiliate marketing, building niche sites. Well, niche isn't the word you use anymore. Authority sites,
Yeah,
websites,
It's
affiliate.
a brand now.
Is niche outdated now? Like it's
It's
a
a
black term.
bad word now, isn't it?
It's just agency people talk about it as if it's like a swear word or like a slur or something nowadays.
Yeah,
It
pretty
makes you
much.
look a bad
So
person.
what's everyone's thoughts then? Do we all think that niche sites are dead?
Like content sites like that are like not doing like multi-channel stuff. It's going to be more difficult for sure.
Yeah.
But like we just had it so good for a long time.
I said this on Twitter, and it'd be interesting to know what you guys think. And I said, every site's a niche site. Like, you look at the likes of gambling.com, right? Didn't get hit by the helpful content update. Still making upwards of 300-400 grand a month. And that is a niche website, but it's not a niche, like what do you guys consider as a niche site? Do you know what I mean?
Don't know, it's just keeping like the topical authority on one sort of topic or one area, isn't it? Which
So my question is like, where do you draw the line?
It's not like that though, but in the same way they can pick up signals of what like a content site looks like.
Mhm.
We can all tell. We can go on a site and see that's a blog primarily.
Yeah.
And if we can tell with our human eyes, you can train classifiers to be able to pick up the same fish.
So that's one thing that they've done with the Google Quality Raters. Like, they would get Google Quality Raters to check out like 10, 15 or 100 websites, and then they would bake that into the actual algorithm then. And then they would just roll it out as a core algorithm update. So it's interesting that you say that. Like, we can see it, obviously AI can see it, or the algorithm can see it. But what's one thing that you guys are doing in 2024 that you weren't in 2023 that you're like, this is working?
posting on Reddit all the time.
That's going to be the answer.
all right. Let me rephrase that question. What's something that you guys are doing that isn't Parasite SEO? Something that's like within.
Next question.
I think it just comes down to like building a lot of authority and whether it's niche or not. If it's got like a lot of content pages like clustered out properly, like with good silos and stuff, I think that makes the cut now, because Google's not really seeing like what's really niche. Google's seeing like what's really authority. Mm-hmm. And also it's kind of playing with the algorithm as well. Like every week, you see different sites on the page one, so we don't really know what's going to be the end result of the next few weeks. So we just like kind of sussing what's today.
So you're mainly focusing on building authority, both from an on-page SEO point of view and also from a link building point of view as well.
Yeah, build more content pages, build more links.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason all these parasites, rank, because they've got shit ton of content, shit ton of links. Yeah. And yeah, like.
So I actually want to look back around to the parasite stuff, but what's something that you're doing, Jamie, that's working for you?
Was working. Honestly, like the best results I'm seeing, and I haven't gone the whole way to conclusively say stuff, but subfolders on like big sites.
Yeah.
So for example, but like in the way that like if you get an Outlook India post, you've got that post and you can do as much optimization as you want. It will not, unless you internally link from other parasites, it will still feel like the bastard child of that website. Mm-hmm. It won't feel like it's supported by the site.
Bastard child, you mean child? For the bastard tag, what do you mean?
Like so it's
like
still, it doesn't have
page.
loads of internal links.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's part of the main thing. It might be on a subfolder that's entirely
It's just
different.
kind of there.
Okay.
That you can tell, like I'm sure you can train an algorithm to pick up parasite posts pretty easily based on like internal links and other stuff.
So here's one, right? And there's two things that I want to tackle you on this. But for example, the Independent in the UK, right? They've got a gambling subfolder, right? The gambling subfolder is rented out by gambling.com's offers, right? And like it's got the correct EAT signals. The guys that are publishing the gambling silo on the independent, it's well structured, right? My question to you, Jamie, is how do you differentiate a parasite that is answering the query, that has got the correct EAT signals, like the offer actually does have experience from a link's point of view and stuff like that. Like, what would you do there? Because there's a lot of parasites that I'm looking at, right? And they are ranking, and all right, some people might be butthurt, but it's actually well-written content. It's delivering the actual intent. Everything's on point. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
So in the same way that like you can tell parasites they're not being supported and they feel like an add-on, like a subfolder, like in the same way, the deals that I like want to strike, and I'm not really that interested in like having to post $300 for a thing or 500 grand, whatever it might be. Like the deals that like even the contracts is like you will support, like you will add, like this is part of the website, you will add X amount of internal links. When I ask for this speak to be added within 5 days, it's got to be actioned. Like kind of similar to what Jackie's doing, I guess, with that sort of stuff. Because then you can actually make it feel like a cohesive part of the website, and so there's just so many, in my opinion, so many more signals that this is like just part of the site and not something different. On the content side or the author side, I can't speak on gambling because it's not my area, but if it's working, and if you've got the same authors that have like author brand signals on, and I haven't seen these independent things, but if they've been writing on other stuff, then I can get why they're getting away with that.
Basically, so for anybody that's watching that's not seen this, and just so you understand how it works, is some of these big monster websites like The Sun do it, TalkSport do it.
I saw TalkSport on there recently, like just pumping them out.
Yeah, so what they do is they're massive newspaper websites in the UK, right? They'll be publishing news about, I don't know, Boris Johnson going to prison or whatever else.
There you go.
Cheers.
I hope we're not going to get this back.
Basically, they're massive newspaper sites. They've built up the authority over the years, and then they'll have, for example, a gambling.com or a gig affiliate go and reaching out to them saying, hey, we will build out the affiliate side or the gambling affiliate side to these websites for you. You just need to pay us like, I don't know, 300 grand or something. There's a money exchange.
Charge? How do you
Yeah,
do it?
monthly charge.
And also,
It's a smart business
what I'm
model.
interested for this is because for gambling as well, like from what I understand, and I haven't built a lot of, like I'm not like the guy that's built all the gambling links. If you do it the wrong way, you can tank a whole site. How does the trust go for like building out subfolders for gambling specifically, where like there's motivation if you're just like not structuring the contract right for them to just bury your domain to get short-term benefits?
The thing is, with a lot of the guys that are going out to like the Independent, the Sun and stuff like that, they will already have a bank of like 100 websites, so they'll know straight off the bat like which pages to go after, because there's so many pages that I'm seeing where people are screaming and shouting about it, saying, oh my god, look at this, it's ranking on a parasite. I know for a fact that page, even though it's gambling related, makes zilch, like nothing.
Really?
Yeah, so that's the thing about gambling. A lot of the times where you see a lot of the parasite pages and it's like, yeah, that's...
Because also there's no sign-up option, you know, like for the players to just play in. So if somebody's searching for a certain term in the gambling area, like, and they get on a parasite, there's no like sign up for the player option, and they're like, what the fuck, like why I'm here? So I think
so
kind of suspected, you know, like
so
that's...
some of the guys that do have the rentals, so like News Direct, they've been rented out by an affiliate. I think they pay like 300 grand a year, and anything gambling related.
Cheap for like,
So it was 50 grand last year.
Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
fucking hell.
Then
for a
then
gambling subfolder on a high deal or something.
So yeah, it's very, very interesting times. But again, it comes back down to like what's working and what's not. I personally, again, I could be wrong. I might bite my words, but I don't think Parasite's going to be around in 5 or 6 months' time.
So that's interesting, because we were just talking about how if you do the right things, you can make a subfolder or the fact that it's not part of the main site more hidden. you can internally link and access it. You don't even have to like structure the sites.
But what do you mean by doing the
Architecture.
right thing, Jamie?
So like internal links, referring to it, like
Make it look like
Building
it's
an
part of the
authority,
site.
which is like basically what you said.
I'd say more like, doing the real thing, because the right thing is only applicable to what Google's saying, to what update it rolls out, to the queries or the impressions the website's going to get, to what's the right thing. I'd say what's real is more important for us SEOs to understand, like, what's really working, and that's real. So I'd say, like, let's do the real thing than the right thing. Like, right thing's almost outdated, in this kind of like.
But if we're talking about how you can make these things underscope, and the reason, like, honestly, I reckon that as long as people don't fucking tweet about it, it's pretty difficult to hit a subfolder. So how do you think they can come down on specific subfolders if they're doing the right job to camouflage themselves?
So
Real
I
thing.
think that.
Yeah, they look real, they look legit, they hide in plain sight. How do you come down on those?
So there's like so many parasites, right? Where it's like one page talking about selling feets on OnlyFans, selling feet pictures on OnlyFans, right? I don't know if you've seen that. It was like,
And I realized Jason was going after the same one. I was like, fuck, I've got to stay at his niche.
it's like, I don't know if it still is the case, but for anybody watching this, go and search sell feet pics on OnlyFans, right? And it's like, I think it was like the top 15 results are all parasites, right?
Yeah.
Those pages will probably get hit. But like what you were saying, the
So
ones
when you say they're going to hit, you don't think that the good subfolders
I
are
don't
gonna
think
be
the
hit?
good subfolders.
I don't think it's impossible.
The thing is, it's like,
And can use
if it's answering the query, it's matching the intent, it's got the relevant backlinks, the off-page SEO side of stuff spot on, the offers, I know some people I know Google have said EEAT isn't a ranking factor. Well, EEAT is just links at the end of the day, right? You can argue with me all you want. The more links that saying Saket's the best brain surgeon in the world, the higher chance you've got for ranking, right? If you want to rank for best brain surgeon in Washington DC or whatever the case may be, that's all EEAT is, right? So I think from a Parasite SEO point of view, the one pagers that's just sporadically here and there, they're probably going to get hit. And then one thing that will be interesting.
Already hit the one pages.
Yeah, there's a lot of pages like getting hit already, like Parasites and stuff.
You don't
It's
really see too
difficult
many
to
like
rank on one
20
page,
page
though.
site. Like
No,
get
but like
it.
a one page on Outlook India is already
Okay.
smacked to shit, like, for most part.
It depends. Like, there's still certain ways. Like, if you're doing link rotators, if you're hitting it with engagement, you can still rank like medium difficulty keywords.
Go into that. That's interesting. We want to hear more on that.
So one thing, right? I did say we'll come back to Parasite, and we'll come back to this.
Is he trying to get out of
No,
telling
no,
us
no,
the
no,
algorithm?
I'll tell everyone what a link rotator is. Engagement. What's one thing that's working for you that wasn't working? Because I feel like we've just went.
He's
on-
trying to
Yeah,
get out
with
of
big
telling us the real
tangent.
alpha
Yeah,
right now.
he's gonna have to bring it up after. It's his turn next. So
You can
he's
say it off
fucked it.
camera if you want.
Well, I think the next big thing, which is basically SEOs and marketers ruining everything, but AI has been so easy now for blog content. And the next step is basically everyone's going to hammer YouTube because the video side of things is coming more into play.
It's hammered to shit already.
Well, it is, but it's going to get even
But
worse,
it's-
like
but
in
no,
the
but
next
it-
year
But
or
it's
so.
low quality. The quality of like AI hammered shit will go up.
Yeah, exactly. And then
It's gonna be better than
all
human.
over.
Like, I got an email just like from this guy, and he's like, "You're using AI on your PBNs," and he's like, "It's not gonna last," and I'm like, "No, not really. Like, it's just gonna get better than human written content."
It already
Like,
is.
people
like,
don't
when it
understand
first
that.
came
People are
out,
like,
it was
"No,
better.
that's AI. That's bad." No, it's just gonna be more intelligent than us in the next few
I
months.
I don't understand the whole AI versus human writer thing, because it's like how stupid do you need to be to think that a human writer has more knowledge points than AI?
It's not. It's not knowledge
Yes,
points.
it
It's structure. It's
Yeah, that's like one thing I will say is if you're going into ChatGPT and saying, hey, write me an article to do with New York SEO agencies, that's going to be a pretty bad article, right? Even if it is 600, 700 or 1,000 words. If you give it the right prompts, AI can be
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, that's
And
the
there's,
next big job, is prompt engineers, isn't it?
Have
Doing
you
that.
seen those custom GPTs now that you can give like a H2 structure and it will tell you the specific micro search intent for the specific H2? So for example, it will say like for a certain element, it will say an infographic on XYZ would work well here, or an HTML table with X, Y, and Z there. And so you like that's to me is the next level, like sub intent hitting search intent from custom GPTs that you can then use to get your team to create the infographics or like tables or bullet pointed lists for, and then the content itself can mostly be filled in by an AI as long as then there's not any fresh research to be done. And that's really interesting to me, because it's not just like clicking or even like filling in AI level stuff on a H2 level, but you're hitting micro search intents, and it needs to actually create genuinely great content because you can be pinpoint accurate on that.
Well, that's what it is. It's rich media, which makes it look better, like the tables and the bullet points and just the formatting, which is key. And like with AI, like it always repeats the main words like over and over again in different paragraphs. So just like removing that and just formatting it better. Because a lot of people obviously AI makes it a lot quicker, but people just publish it and don't spend any time on it anymore. If you just spend like 5-10 minutes on it and actually go through it and just edit it, it's just fucking so much better than a normal writer.
But what are your thoughts on, like, I read an article and it was like, in 2 years or 1 year, 99% of the web is gonna just be AI. So seeing that, will Google put more focus on just like the off-page side of things, because it'll just like, okay, everything's AI, everything's kind of like...
99% of the internet could be, but not 99% of the index.
Well, that's the thing. Google's not indexing it anymore, and that's why the SERPs are so fucked as well, because it's trying to combat because it's in so much new content.
Always the indexing issues, like every year there's some indexing issues. Like, do you guys face trouble indexing pages still, or?
Well, I've been using Ian's tool, like URL Monitor, and it just tells you like every time like a page drops out the index, and you can I get an email and like, why the fuck is it Google de-indexing this? But it's a big problem, de-indexing pages, not indexing stuff. But as long as you stay on top of it with like those notifications, it's fine. But it is a big issue for sites at the moment. Especially programmatic, yeah, trying to index loads of pieces of content. What was I gonna? With the EAT, when you're saying it is backlinks, like it totally makes sense, because like anyone can publish a website and say, "Oh, I'm the best brain surgeon," and it's only your content saying you're it.
Exactly.
So it's just like it can be a lie, like fabricated it. If you get it on all different places, it at least shows the authority on different places linking back.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm guessing you all want to know about the link rotator stuff,
Yeah.
right?
There you go.
So basically, we would publish, or we still do, we'll publish a parasite. We'll get either an expired domain or even a fresh domain sometimes. We'll go and build 20, 30 links to it, and we'll 301 that domain through to the parasite. We'll also hit
the specific page, not the domain.
through to the specific page. So if we're talking about, I don't know, the best men's running shoes for marathons, we publish that on Outlook India or a Parasite. We'll do a link rotator to it. We'll do social signals. Some cases we might even do some niche edits through to the page, but a lot of the times that's probably enough. And the reason why it's called a link rotator is because you do like maybe 20, 30 parasites. You don't want to be building links individually every single time to each single page, because again, Parasite SEO might die, or that website might die as well. So with the link rotator, you could just 301 it to that page, then 301 it to this page, 301 it to the next, 301 it. Social signals, we use Signal Boy, and that does a really good job.
And so if you've already 301'd it to one page, you're saying that you can still get away with re-301ing it to the next page.
So
and
there's
still carry the G.
So there's what's called link echo effect. So,
it's still valid. Yeah.
So basically, you've probably seen it with PBNs and stuff like that, right? I'll give you guys an example,
It
right?
basically is a PBN though, what you're doing, like powering up a big domain and then just forwarding it to it. And doing
Yeah.
But redirects are banger right now. Like what you're talking about is just 301 redirects basically, right?
We
Yes.
still recording,
Still
right?
going.
What we can do is just like maybe just talk for 2 hours and just kind of cut it.
So we'll cut this, right?
Cut it.
Stop it now.
And
then
we
do
all
another
post
one.
on X maybe and do part 1, part 2, part 3, because X can go more viral than YouTube. And then we can use it
I
on
might
YouTube as well.
stop it recording and restart it again.
Yeah,
just
this
so
could be
it's-
part 1. How many minutes we in?
Well,
20.
it's just to do it just as a precaution.
And we just post it every few days and stuff kind of thing.